With this axle, the heating is not working. The reason for this could be, for example, a broken heat exchanger. To get to it, the whole dashboard must be removed. Before you start, however, for your safety, disconnect the battery. Begin on the passenger side. By hand, you can easily loosen the 8 clips which hold the trim in the footwell. Then unscrew the 2 side screws, and the side trim can be taken away. Now get into the vehicle for the next 4 screws. When they're gone, the trim can be taken out. So that it goes easily, the plastic wedge is used. Lever the wedge between the center module and the air nozzle middle and leave it there, because it's no longer connected and the trim on top can be taken away. Proceed on the driver's side, namely with the cover above the instrument cluster. Simply unclip. Now 3 screws are accessible, which you please unscrew. The screen around the instrument cluster is only clipped and can be easily removed. A total of 6 screws on top fix the instrument cluster to the bracket. When all screws on top are out, there are 2 below. Then the bracket and the instrument cluster are loose and can be removed. Indeed, behind the instrument cluster are still various cable binders and electric connections. When they're gone, proceed with the removal of the middle air nozzle. To do this, lever the 4 corners with an assembly wedge and then take out the air nozzle, but only so far that you get access to the dash support connection. Now lever out the trim of the switch unit and for the heating. The switch unit is secured in the trim with 2 screws. Unscrew these. Then there's a lot of electric connections and contacts to separate. Then in the switch unit, various Bowden cables must be disconnected. What's good is, the ends of the Bowden cables have different thicknesses. Therefore nothing can be mistaken later when it comes to the installation. We remain on the driver's side and remove the trim on the left of the steering column. First the lower trim and then the side trim. In no time at all, the screws are gone, just as the unclipped trim parts. On the right of the steering column is the OBD box. It's fastened with 2 screws. Separate the OBD from the electric connection. Then unscrew the 2 screws under and over the OBD box, as well as the 2 screws on the left of the steering column. Behind the steering wheel column, there is the steering wheel bag. It is unclipped and removed easily. Now you can take out the next large part of the dashboard. Then we come to the footwell in the middle. The stowage tray is fastened there with 2 screws which are hidden under the rubber inserts. Along with the screws, the tray can go. Directly under the center module are the next 2 screws. Some skill is necessary to get to these. It's easier with the screws on the right of the steering column. Once you have removed them, you can remove the whole trim under the center module, of course only after you've separated the electric connection. So that the dashboard can be removed more easily, the internal window sealing rubber must be removed. 10 screws hold the case for the instrument cluster. Remove all of these, please, and the housing. And onto the home stretch. When all screws are removed, then finally the dashboard can be lifted from the vehicle. Oh, that's right. Now you get access to the broken heat exchanger. After the installation, it must be proceeded with a test run. Please check all functions and that of the trip computer. Looking good. Everything's working fine.